Part 20. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Ching Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 191. Chapter 191. Not a single mistake. I don't know if it's the ancient doctors who are really powerful, or if the anchor is really a god. However, he prefers to believe the former. Dr. Yan, Ms. Lu, please give me the name of that anchor. I also want to meet her. OK. Lu Lingxiu gave him his name and said seriously, Dr. Yan, she is offline now. It seems that she is still a student and has to rush to class. But she just said that she will still broadcast live tonight, and she should be there after 9:10, it was the same time as she did the previous 2 times. Dr. Yan said gratefully, thank you very much. Back in the office, Dr. Yan opened the dolphin video and searched for longevity and longevity. It's just that this name is used by many people now. Fortunately, the first one whose profile picture was clicked was hers. Seeing a video she posted below, he quickly opened it and watched it. It's actually a video of handling a gourd. This gourd is really big, at least more than 3 meters high. I don't know how it looks, it's too scary. It was just the girl's back. Why did he feel so familiar? What he didn't know was that he had always asked his younger brother to go to Lao Chiao's house to get food. If he had been to Lao Chiao's house in person, he would have been able to tell at a glance that the yard belonged to Jiao Ningxun's house. After watching the video, he read the comments below. The anchor's calculations are really accurate, I come here to check in every day. This is the most accurate anchor I have ever seen. New fans can believe it. When will the anchor come online? I know you can cure diseases. I want you to see my disease. Even the hospital can't cure my disease. The anchor's show this morning was really amazing. Is this anchor that powerful? Are you a trap? That's right, how can there be such an accurate fortune teller in this world? Dr. Yan looked down again. Most of the comments were praising longevity and longevity. Occasionally, some people questioned Chang Sheng's directing and acting, but they were soon criticized to pieces by Chang Sheng's fans. After searching for a long time, he could not find any comments that could prove the identity of Immortal and Immortal. However, some people recorded and uploaded videos of Chang Sheng and Chang Sheng fortune telling, and he found a lot of them when he searched. Thinking that it would be time for his late shift to end soon, he took his fingerprints, returned to the break room, and watched the video intently. After watching 2 fortune-telling videos, he was shocked. Is there really such an accurate fortune teller in this world? Has the outside world become so mysterious before he knew it? He has been studying medicine, but he is still out of touch with society. He opened the WeChat group and sent a message, do you know an anchor named Chang Sheng? Eternal life and eternal life, this name is so strange, I have never heard of it. I've been so busy lately that I really don't have time to pay attention to online anchors, and I don't know. Anchor, Lao Yan, you are actually still interested in the anchor. An anchor who catches your eye must be very powerful. I'm free now, so I'd like to go check it out. I'll go take a look too, Lao Yan, show us the way. For a time, most people in the group said they wanted to go and have a look. Dr. Yan had no choice but to talk about the platform of immortality and immortality. Chu Yanyi suddenly said, if you find out her identity, don't make it public, she still needs to study. Dr. Yan, boss, do you know the true identity of that anchor? Do you know her, Chu Yanyi? Yes. Dr. Yan, then who is she? Chu Yanyi, when those people finish watching the video, they will probably find out. You can ask them. Dr. Yan. Why bother? Isn't it just a matter of your words? Dr. Yan had to wait for others to watch the video before telling him. On the other side, Jiao Ningxun was called to the office during the lecture break. Mathematics teacher Li Zhilin saw Jiao Ningxun coming, put down what he was doing, frowned and said, Chiaoning Sun, I also looked at your mathematics entrance exam results, and the answers are indeed very good. I ask you, have you studied all 3 years of high school mathematics on your own? Chiaoning Sun also came to number 1 middle school to study in her previous life. Although the teachers who taught her in her previous life were not the same people as her current ones, she had also heard about Lise Hillen's character. Half of the students can understand the teaching method, and half of the students can't understand it, and they have a weird temper. Treat students with good grades and students with bad grades equally. No matter whether the math scores are good or bad, as long as he thinks someone has bad character, he will cause trouble in class. He Yuanhui also said that he disliked this person very much. When he did not do well in mathematics, he often made trouble for him. Although he has not been in trouble since his grades improved, the past incident left a severe psychological shadow on him that he cannot forget. Chiaoning Sun took a closer look at Lise Hillen's face. He should be a very gentle person. Why is he so full of hostility now? Thinking of this, she briefly took a look at Lise Hillen's life, and finally understood why he was so violent. Chiaoning Sun's expression softened a little. Yes. Lise Hillen suddenly became interested and put a test paper in front of her. I didn't see you doing it during your entrance exam. Your next class is physical education. I have already said hello to your physical education teacher. You will please do this test paper and let me see it. Is her first physical education class since her rebirth going to waste like this? No, absolutely not. Life is movement. Chiaoning Sun nodded. Okay, I will finish it quickly and try to take physical education class. After saying that, she was not polite, took the test paper, walked to an empty seat, and started writing furiously. Lise Hillen frowned when he saw that she wrote very quickly, without using the drafts of many questions and just writing the answers. Even if he was writing the test paper, he still had to draft it. In order not to affect her, he did not go over and just watched from the other side. 20 minutes later, Chiaoning Sun put the test paper in front of Lise Hillen. Teacher Li, I have written it. Lise Hillen frowned and began to review. How can you get high marks if you write it so quickly? It is probably written casually. Lise Hillen was grading the test paper with half interest, but the more he corrected, the more shocked he became. This is a college entrance examination paper from a certain place this year, and there is not a single mistake so far. After the correction was completed, Lise Hillen wrote the score on the first page, a total of 145 points. Chiaoning Sun frowned when he saw the score, and actually deducted 5 points. Lise Hillen said with a complicated face, the results are not bad, but only 5 points were deducted. Those 5 points were unjustly deducted. You skipped steps in all the big questions. Even though the answer was correct in the end, points were deducted for missing steps. You didn't participate in the college entrance examination training, so it's normal to not think about it. End of this chapter. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 192. This is a genius. He actually became his student. God must be so kind to him. Chiaoning Sun slapped her forehead in frustration. She should have remembered the rules of the college entrance examination. She also took the college entrance examination in her previous life. She just wanted to save time. Lise Hillen said, Chiaoning Sun, your math scores are so good. If you participate in some competitions and get good grades, you don't have to take the college entrance examination in the future, and you can directly recommend yourself to the best university. However, the National Mathematics League has closed the registration period. You can only participate again next year, but we also have a mathematics competition in Nanjing City. If you get the top 3, it will help you participate in other competitions in the future. I wonder if you are interested. Chiaoning Sun didn't think about it and said directly, okay, you can sign up for me. Helen was delighted. Okay, go to class. I will notify you after you register. Good. Xiaoningsun quickly ran to the pasture. As soon as he passed by, the bell rang. The teacher who teaches her physical education this year is the same physical education teacher she had when she returned to number 1 middle school in her previous life, Wei Xianyu. Teacher Wei stood at the front, facing the students, and said loudly, "Everyone, although today is your first physical education class of school, the Municipal Education Bureau has issued a notice that everyone must practice in every physical education class in the future. For long-distance running, girls will run 800 meters, and boys will run 1000 meters. You will also be tested during the final exam. However, considering that everyone is on summer vacation, lacks exercise, and has limited physical fitness, those who can run the entire distance today should try their best to finish it. If you feel unwell during the journey, stop and rest in time." When they heard that they were going to run a long distance, most of the students burst into mourning. Some girls suddenly showed expressions of hopelessness. He Yuanhui stood behind Xiaoningsun and asked in a low voice, "Can your body keep running? Didn't the doctor say that you should rest for more than half a year? Why don't you stop running?" Xiaoningsun smiled relaxedly, "I'm fine, I can keep running. I will stop when I can't run anymore. I cherish my life." He Yuanhui, "Okay." The physical education teacher asked all the students to come to the track and shouted, "Everyone, let's run together. Today is the first day. I won't announce all the results. You can run by yourself." "Yes." As soon as the physical education teacher blew his whistle, most of the students rushed out. Of course, there are also a few students who stand by and rest on the pretext of having their period. He Yuanhui was originally worried about his cousin's health, but he didn't expect that as soon as the whistle sounded, his cousin, who seemed to him so weak, rushed out like an arrow. All the girls were shocked. Physical education teacher Wei also frowned. As expected, he is still a child, too young. Guan Yiwen was anxious. "Yuanhui, doesn't your cousin know that long-distance running should be done slowly? If you work so hard from the beginning, you will be exhausted." He Yuanhui nodded, "You are right, I rushed over to tell her. It's just that his idea was good, but reality slapped him hard in the face. He felt that he could not catch up with his cousin who was weak. When his cousin finished the last lap, he didn't even talk to his cousin. Seeing that his cousin looked like nothing happened after running away, he was both surprised and puzzled. But he soon figured out that with so many secret cousins and her strength being so great, it probably wouldn't be a problem for something as trivial as running. Others were also shocked. Xiaoningsun looked so thin, how could he run so fast? After everyone had finished running, teacher Wei came to Xiaoningsun and asked excitedly, "This classmate, do you know how long it took you to finish running?" Others also knew that Xiaoningsun had finished first, and they gathered around her curiously. Xiaoningsun took out a fan and fanned himself, and said with a smile, "It should be a little more than 2 points. The body of a cultivator is as light as a swallow and can run fast." Had it not been for fear of scaring them, she would have definitely broken the Olympic record. Thinking back to her previous middle school last year, it still took 4.5 minutes for the 800 meters. "That's right," teacher Wei said, "you broke our school record. The time was 2 minutes and 5 seconds. The people in class 8 suddenly exploded. "Oh my God, the transfer students are so awesome, they have such good academic performance and good sports performance. Yes, I ran for more than 5 minutes last semester, and she took less than half of my time. If the transfer students work harder, they may be able to participate in national competitions. It's so enviable." Xiaoningsun smiled and said, "This result is not bad." Teacher Wei said excitedly, "Did you do any training during the summer vacation?" Xiaoningsun shook his head and told the truth, "No, I had a car accident in May, and I don't dare to do strenuous exercise during the summer vacation. What? Teacher Wei suddenly opened his eyes. In other words, if you go through systematic training and practice more, you can run faster. Qiao Ningxun nodded. It should be okay. The more spiritual power her body has, the more flexible it is and the easier she does whatever she does. Teacher Wei hurriedly said, there will be a women's 800-meter long-distance race for high school students in Nanjing City in a while. I haven't selected the contestants from our school yet. I wonder if you are interested. Qiaoning Xun, sports competitions in the city. That's right, Teacher Wei said, if you can get a ranking in the city competition, then you can participate in provincial or even national competitions in the future. If your results are really good, you can also participate in worldwide sports competitions. You can also get extra points in competitions and college entrance examinations, and if you bring glory to the school, you can also get scholarships in the future. Our number 1 middle school not only has national scholarships, but also sponsorships from private groups, which are very generous. Scholarship. Can you make money just by participating in competitions? Qiao Ningxun thought for a while. She now has spiritual power in her body, and can easily get the first place without relying on magic. Although she is confident enough to get admitted to a good university based on her academic performance, she has no objection if it can bring glory to number 1 middle school. When she was running just now, she did not use magic. It was just that her body had been trained and had spiritual power, so she was faster and less likely to get tired. When she restudied in number 1 middle school in her previous life, she heard that number 1 middle school is indeed the best in Nanjing City in terms of culture, but in terms of sports, it cannot even compare with the last school in Nanjing City in terms of cultural scores. The principal of number 1 middle school blushes every time he mentions the school's sports results during meetings with other principals. If she can bring honor to the school, she will have a better time at school in the future. The most important thing is that you can earn money by running a few laps. No matter how thin the mosquito legs are, they are still meat. After thinking about it clearly, she said seriously, Teacher Wei, you have the final say on this matter. Then you just tell me the time of the competition. Teacher Wei suddenly laughed and said, okay, then I will sign up for you, but in order for you to compete smoothly, you have to come to train every night or every physical education class in the future. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 193. Qiao Ningxun raised her eyebrows and said, then if I get faster every time, or if I reach the level of ranking, then I don't need to train anymore. Teacher Wei nodded, yes. Qiao Ningxun, then I'll come over for training after class and run once a day. This. Although Teacher Wei didn't want to agree to her, thinking that her current grades were pretty good, it was normal for her to be a little proud. In the future, when her speed slowed down, he would push her to increase her training and hone her skills. Not knowing his generous temper, he nodded, okay, then I'll listen to you. Teacher Wei turned his head again and looked at the boys, Ji Ruishan, He Yuny, and Shen Hushuo. The three of you are all tied for first place among the boys, and your results are not bad. You will continue to do so in the future. The three of them said at the same time, okay, teacher. At noon, Qiao Ningxun finished her last class and turned on her phone to check if there was anything going on at home. It's just that there's nothing going on at Qiao Shulan's side, but her vegetable selling group is a bit lively. Since Joe's fresh food opened, few people in the group have sent messages. If they want to buy groceries, they can go directly to the store. When she opened it, she saw that everyone in the group was actually with her. Group leader, are you the one who lives forever and ever? I think that girl's back looks a lot like yours. I also think that Chang Sheng and Chang Sheng are the group leaders, and my people looked at that courtyard and said it was the courtyard of the group owner's home. Group leader, you really don't show your face. I've seen your fortune-telling video, and it's so accurate it's scary. Group leader, you should have finished class, right? Why don't you tell my fortune? I've been very unlucky recently. I've been pestered by several women and can't rest wherever I go. Although I am not unlucky, I also want to know whether my future life will be good or not. I also want to do some math to see if my stepmother is a good person or a bad person. Normally she doesn't know whether she is really good or good at acting. I really can't tell her personality. For a time, the group was full of people who wanted to ask Xiaoningsun to tell their fortunes. Chu Yanyi suddenly sent a message to Xiaoningsun alone. They all know that you can tell fortunes, but don't worry, I won't let them spread without your consent and cause you trouble. Are you willing to give? Just let them tell you your fortune. If you don't want to, I won't force you. Xiaoningsun, thank you very much. She was not surprised. The child she rescued before was from the number 1 hospital. Dr. Yan is in the first hospital, so it is normal for her identity to be known to the patient's family. Chu Yanyi, you still have some time before class, right? I have something to ask you, so I'll treat you to dinner. This. Xiaoningsun was hesitating when Yan Yuxiu next to her said apologetically, Ningsun, I'm sorry, my family brought me food today, so I went to find them to eat first. Xiaoningsun nodded, and after Yan Yuxiu left, he replied to Chu Yanyi, okay. Chu Yanyi, I'm already waiting at the school gate. Come out. Xiaoningsun. You waited until you invited me to dinner? If I don't agree, how will you end it? Okay. Xiaoningsun finished her reply, told her cousin that she had something to do, went downstairs and walked towards the school gate. She stood at the door and looked at it, then walked towards the Rolls-Royce 100 meters away. But Bai Yi, Zheng Xuanjiao and Li Fangfang, who happened to be waiting at the school gate, saw Xiaoningsun actually getting into a Rolls-Royce, and their eyes almost dropped to the ground in shock. Bai Yi's face was full of jealousy and she said, look, we are right. She is being kept by someone. Otherwise, how could a fruit shop owner afford a villa next to the school? And a Rolls-Royce? Zheng Xuanjiao nodded in agreement, yes, looking at her, she doesn't look like a serious person. She is really being taken care of. Li Fangfang took out her mobile phone, took several photos, and said with a sneer, now I can catch her. She already has a financial backer, and she is still pestering He Yuny. She is really wanton. If her money is if the Lord knows that she is pestering He Yuny, he will probably not be nice to her again. She wants to take revenge for being splashed with water today. Bai Yi and Zheng Xuanjiao were overjoyed when they heard this. You are right. When you find an opportunity, deal with her well. Li Fangfang, yeah. After getting into the car, Xiaoningsun asked doubtfully, Chu Yanyi, it's September now, haven't you started school yet? Chu Yanyi, not yet, my school won't start until mid-September. Oh, which school did you go to? Huaxia University. Xiaoningsun was stunned, you really don't show your face, and your grades are so good. Chu Yanyi raised his eyebrows and said, do I look like I'm stupid? Xiaoningsun said sarcastically, no, I thought rich men like you would usually go abroad to study abroad. Chu Yanyi, the education abroad is nothing more than this, and the education in China is not bad either. Xiaoningsun nodded, that's right. Chu Yanyi already has so many companies and is ahead of many others. Whether he goes to study abroad or not has no impact. Soon, they arrived at a Western restaurant. On the way, Xiaoningsun also responded to the people selling vegetables. If you want fortune telling, you can directly send her the name and birth date of the person you want to tell, and she will reply one by one. There is no need to enter her live broadcast room, she just replied to the private message. Because they are all friends, the vegetable seller only charges 1,000 for each person to tell fortunes. Chu Yanyi parked the car and said as he walked, "This is close to your school. I have ordered food in advance, so you can eat slowly." Chiao Ningsun nodded, "Thank you very much." As soon as I entered the private room, not only were the dishes ordered, but Lu Jing Ai and Dr. Yan were also inside. Lu Jing Ai and Dr. Yan stood up immediately when they saw Chiao Ningsun coming in. Chiao Ningsun's mouth twitched, "You are all older than me, so you are welcome. Sit down. Don't act like you're seeing the leader." The two of them had no choice but to sit down. After Chiao Ningsun sat down, he asked, "Dr. Yan, aren't you busy today?" Yan Jiaxi nodded, "I worked the night shift yesterday. I have a day off today and a rest at night." "I see." Chu Yanyi saw that the dishes and other dishes had been served, and hurriedly said, "Everyone, eat while it's hot. If you have any questions, let's talk about it after eating." "Good." Chiao Ningsun ate with gusto. The food here was so delicious, and the little golden battle axe was really good. She wanted it without blood. Desserts are also good, including mousse and tiramisu, and the portions are sufficient. The salads and soups also taste good. The soup actually tastes made from wild truffles, which is pretty good. Next time she will bring all her family members to eat. Half an hour later, Chiao Ningsun touched his belly with satisfaction. "The food in this store is so delicious. I like everything I ate today. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible." Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 194. Chu Yanyi, as long as you like it, this store is also owned by Junhua. If you like it, you can come here often. Chiao Ningsun's eyes suddenly lit up. "Okay, I will definitely come here often, it's so close to the school." Yan Jiaxi put down the knife and fork, hesitating a little. Chiao Ningsun noticed his expression and asked, "Dr. Yan, what do you want to say? Speaking of which, you saved my life, so you don't have to be so polite to me." Yan Jiaxi's expression became more relaxed as expected. "Ningsun, can I call you that?" "Sure. Is it really you who is the anchor of Changsheng and Changsheng in Dolphin Video?" "It's me." Yan Jiaxi asked excitedly, "Then you also have medical skills?" Chiao Ningsun nodded seriously, "Yes, I have taught myself ancient medicine and have done some research on ancient medical books." Yan Jiaxi, "Then you are really amazing. Many of us couldn't do anything about the patient today. You just ordered someone to give him a few injections and cured him." Chiao Ningsun smiled and said, "Dr. Yan, you're flattering me. I'm just lucky." "You are not lucky," Yan Jiaxi said solemnly, "I have watched your fortune-telling video. You are really capable." Chiao Ningsun coughed lightly and said, "Thank you for the compliment. I also think I have some abilities. But you came to have dinner with me today, isn't it just to confirm with me what I'm doing?" Yan Jiaxi sighed, "As expected, I can't hide anything from you. I really want to find you something. Since you can tell fortunes, can you help me tell fortunes? When you start broadcasting, I may not be able to live broadcast, and I can only find it offline." "Is you?" "Of course, what is it? Aren't you going to charge first?" Chiao Ningsun smiled and said, "Dr. Yan saved my life. He also helped me sell vegetables in the WeChat group before. I just told your fortune once, which is nothing, but I will charge you next time." "Thank you very much." Yan Jiaxi nodded, "That's right, I have a patient who has been in a coma for 3 months and finally woke up a few days ago. The police came to investigate his situation. He was pushed down the stairs by a few drunk people on his way home. They are very cunning and have not been caught until now. His family conditions were not good, and his family members were also very unlucky. His 2 brothers both died of illness, leaving behind 2 children. He is a very good man. He is now 35 years old and has not married yet in order to raise the 4 children left behind by his brothers. Since his accident, his nephews have also been very filial and come to see him whenever they have time. But the medical expenses for 3 months have already reached 600,000 to 700,000 yuan. His nephews are using their orphan money to pay for medical expenses, but it's a drop in the bucket. Because I have to pay medical bills, I have watched them lose weight during this period, and now they are as skinny as skin and bones. So I want you to help them, find those prisoners, make them compensate, and let the children live a normal life. At least they can have enough to eat, wear warm clothes, and no longer have to worry about medical expenses. Jiaoningsun nodded solemnly. I see, Dr. Yan, you are so considerate of your patients, you are really the best doctor I have ever seen. Yan Jiaxi, actually, I do this not only for myself, but also for my colleagues, and for the hospital. Although people working in the hospital usually look cold, many of them are actually warm-hearted. Every time my colleagues and I see that the patient feels very heavy when he sees the thin appearance of his nephews and the hundreds of thousands of medical bills they owe. If we find the prisoners as soon as possible and make them compensate and pay the price, we will feel better and have more good for our work. I don't know who those people are, they are just as clever as a rabbit. The Yan family is also a well-known family in Nanjing, and they have many capable people, but they can't find any clues about them. He originally wanted to ask Chu Yanyi for help, but suddenly he knew that Jiaoningsun could tell fortunes, so he wanted to ask her first. If Chu Yanyi uses manpower, he will definitely mobilize troops and mobilize a large number of people. That would be too much of a favor. He has helped Jiaoningsun. In comparison, it is easier to speak to Jiaoningsun. Jiaoningsun nodded. You're right, do you have a photo of that person? Or palm prints and birth dates would be fine. I'm ready in advance. Yan Jiaxi pulled out the photos on her phone and put them in front of Jiaoningsun. Jiaoningsun looked at it seriously, frowned and said, this person is called Yan Jingshan. Yes, that's right. Yan Jiaxi didn't say his name at first, but Jiaoningsun was really good. Jiaoningsun continued, there are 4 people who hurt him. The reason why the police have never found anyone is because they ran to hide in the deserted mountains. Most of the people on that mountain have moved down. There are many old houses there that are still habitable, and there are even wells. They were drunk when they pushed the person down. They thought Yan Jingshan was dead and were afraid of taking responsibility, so they went there. Yan Jiaxi suddenly realized, so that's the case. What's their family situation like? If the police catch them, can they pay for compensation? Jiaoningsun, it's absolutely fine. There are so many of them. It's easy for a family to spend 1 million. Yan Jiaxi breathed a sigh of relief. Lu Jing'ai patted Yan Jiaxi on the shoulder and said, okay, Yan Jingshan and his nephews will be safe from now on. Well, I'm relieved for the time being. Yan Jiaxi asked again, where are they specifically? Jiaoningsun took out her mobile phone and sent the address to Yan Jiaxi's WeChat. You can ask the police to go here, right in Nanjing. Their family was originally worried that they would run too far and would not be able to endure the suffering. Yan Jiaxi nodded, okay, thank you very much. After saying that, he transferred 100,000 yuan to Jiaoningsun. The bank account number was obtained from his brother in advance. Jiaoningsun was stunned. Dr. Yan, I said you don't need to pay. Yan Jiaxi said seriously, you have helped me a lot, and you have also helped those 4 children. It is right for me to thank you. Don't worry, I will thank you again when I find those prisoners. But 100,000 yuan is too much. Not much. Lu Jing'ai smiled and said, don't think it's difficult for him to make money as a doctor. He has many companies, and he has many companies in which he holds shares. He will not be short of money for anyone who is short of money. Chu Yanyi nodded, that's right. Hearing this, Jiaoningsun felt more at ease. Okay, then I'll accept it. Today is not in vain. The group said a few more words, and Chu Yanyi sent Jiaoningsun back to school. Yan Jiaxi went to the Public Security Bureau and told the police where those people were. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 195. Chu Yanyi and Lu Jing'ai watched Jiaoningsun enter the school before driving away. As Jiaoningsun walked, he observed the spiritual power in his hands. In the past, she had to stay with Chu Yanyi for half a day before her spiritual power would increase as much as she could practice in one night. She only spent less than 2 hours with him today, and her spiritual power was actually comparable to what she had practiced in one night. It would be great if she could see Chu Yanyi every day, so that she wouldn't have to go to Gushigo every night. In the car, Lu Jing'ai said seriously, Jiaoningsun's spiritual power is getting higher and higher, and she has learned more and more immortal magic. Chu Yanyi nodded, that's right. Lu Jing'ai, as expected of her, her fortune-telling ability is really scary. Chu Yanyi, when all her magical powers are restored, she will be even more terrifying. Lu Jing'ai raised his eyebrows, then I'm really looking forward to it. I'll see how you face her then, and she will slowly remember the past things. Chu Yanyi, if the soldiers come to block it, if the water comes and the earth comes to cover it, there is nothing to fear. Lu Jing'ai nodded, yes, you are so thick-skinned. Chu Yanyi, is it as thick as yours? Lu Jing'ai, while you haven't started school yet, take more care of the company's affairs. Chu Yanyi, do I have to go to this school? Lu Jing'ai, I know you even worked as a teacher at Huaxia University before, but you must have an academic qualification that is in line with your current age. Who makes you an old monster? Chu Yanyi. So troublesome. Jiaoningsun returned to school. It was already past lunch break and she returned to the classroom smoothly. Some people in the classroom saw her coming back and looked at her with contempt. Jiaoningsun frowned and counted with her fingers. She finally understood why everyone looked at her so weirdly. No wonder my cousin looks down on them. None of them are knowledgeable enough to stand on the stage. He Yuanhui entered the classroom and found that everyone was looking at his cousin strangely. He couldn't help but ask his classmates, what's wrong? The man told what was discussed in the classroom. After hearing this, He Yuanhui came to Li Fangfang with a gloomy face, just because I rejected your confession, will you spread rumors about people who are close to me? Li Fangfang frowned and said, I made a rumor? Why did I make a rumor? Jiaoningsun was kept by someone. I saw her get into a Rolls-Royce with my own eyes. How could she afford such a car when her family's conditions were average? She is just a slut, and she is not willing to be lonely after being taken care of. She is still close to you, Guan Yiwen and Wei Dongchen in school. Am I telling the truth? Seeing that he was mentioned, Guan Yiwen had no choice but to explain to everyone, Wei Dongchen and I's parents both work at Jiaoningsun's house. We are from the same village. Jiaoningsun just came to number 1 middle school. There is no one else except us, you know, isn't it normal to be close to us? Wei Dongchen nodded, that's right. We've known each other since we were children, and we only had a meal with her during lunch. Why is it worth you saying such unpleasant things? Can't we take care of the new little boss? The other students suddenly realized that they were all from the same village and probably grew up together. Li Fangfang choked and looked at Bai Yi and Zheng Xuanjiao awkwardly. It turns out they knew each other in advance. Bai Yi gave Li Fangfang a look. Li Fangfang continued to bite the bullet and said, what about her getting into that Rolls-Royce? What do you say? He Yuanhui had also seen Chu Yanyi's Rolls-Royce, and he thought of him in an instant, and said with disdain, it's because you have a dirty mind, that's why you think others are as dirty as you. That person is just a neighbor behind her house. Jiaoningsun has helped that family before, and the family's dog is still fostered at Jiaoningsun's house. So what if the family treats her to a meal at noon? I don't know why, but my cousin actually doesn't want him to reveal the identity of their cousins. If it is announced, no matter how close he and his cousin are in the future, no one will gossip. Li Fangfang frowned and said, "Just talk nonsense. How can such a rich person live in your village?" Guan Yiwen rolled his eyes at Li Fangfang. "Don't you know that some rich people like to stay in the countryside to recuperate? There are few people in the countryside and the air is good." A person next to him said, "Rich people do that. I know a very rich person who has been living in a big city. But because he got sick, he moved back to his hometown in the mountains, and he recovered faster." Li Fangfang choked again. "What about her house? I heard that she lives in a villa area near the school. The villa area is so expensive, how can she have the money to buy it?" Jiaoningsun raised his eyebrows and said, "How do you know that I don't have money to buy it? Just because my family is farming and selling fruits and vegetables? Can't my family have other ways to make money? Do you want me to buy a house with my family? Let me show you the video, but are you worthy of watching it?" Li Fangfang was speechless and quickly looked at Bai Yi and Zheng Xuanjiao. The two of them had no choice but to shake their heads with her. Li Fangfang said unwillingly, "I understand." He Yuanhui clenched his fists. "That's it?" Li Fangfang was puzzled. "Then what do you want from me?" Wei Dongchen said, "You have ruined my little boss's reputation. Shouldn't you apologize to her and ask for her forgiveness?" Li Fangfang's face was full of reluctance. Jiaoningsun took out her mobile phone from her bag and said calmly, "If she doesn't say anything, just don't say it. Spreading rumors is also a crime. Why don't I call the police? When the police come to the school because of her, the reputation of the school will be damaged." Li Fangfang's face turned pale. If the school's reputation was damaged because of her, she probably wouldn't be able to stay in this school. Since her grades are mediocre, she won't feel bad if the school is gone. Jiaoningsun's grades are so good, it's obvious who the school prefers. Seeing that Li Fangfang didn't speak, Jiaoningsun took out her cell phone and wanted to call the police. When Li Fangfang saw this, she panicked and said quickly, "I apologize, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have arranged it for you without understanding the situation, please forgive me." After speaking, she bowed, which made people look sincere. Jiaoningsun raised her eyebrows and said, "I want to formally apologize in writing and press your fingerprints." Li Fangfang straightened up immediately. "Jiaoningsun, don't go too far." "Really? Is it too much?" Jiaoningsun picked up the phone. "Then I'd better call the police. If you leave a criminal record, don't regret it." Li Fangfang was about to collapse and said loudly, "Okay, I'll write right away, don't call the police." Jiaoningsun glanced at the time on her phone and said, "I'll give you 10 minutes. If you don't finish writing within 10 minutes, I will call the police." Li Fangfang couldn't care less about being angry and hurriedly sat down to write. The teachers who had been watching the situation outside the window nodded secretly. End of chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 196. They also heard the rumor that Jiaoningsun was being kept by someone, and heard Jiaoningsun's explanation as soon as they came. Jiaoningsun not only has good grades, but also has brains. Their school needs such talents. Xiaochen said seriously, as expected of a top student. If ordinary girls were spread rumors like this, they would probably be so angry that they would jump off the building. This kind of thing has never happened before. Zhou Anning nodded. Indeed, she is very powerful. Just because Jiaoningsun healed her hand in a few minutes, she knew that Jiaoningsun was a person who kept things secret. Time passed quickly, and Li Fangfang placed the written apology letter in front of Jiaoningsun. Is this okay? Jiaoningsun read it over and said, it's written with sincerity. Since you are so obedient, I will give you a piece of advice. My family sells organic vegetables, which many rich people like, so the rich people I know there are quite a few, at least 10 or more. Don't spread rumors about every rich man I see in the future. If someone else's wife finds out that you are spreading rumors about someone else's husband, you are a little girl who is being used as a weapon. Be careful. There will never be a day of recovery. Li Fangfang was startled, hesitated, and nodded, I understand. She was rash this time, and she won't be so rash in the future. At night, Jiaoningsun had 3 periods of evening self-study and went home early. Just when she was about to reach the community, she saw several people walking into the alley in front of her, and there were faint voices calling for help. It is now past 9 o'clock in the evening. Although there are still people on the road, most of them don't want to mind their own business, so no one stops for the girl. Jiaoningsun glanced at the gate in front of him, then looked at the alley, hesitated for a moment, and then walked helplessly towards the alley. If she calculated correctly, that girl was Yan Yuxiu, and she was also wearing a mask. As soon as she walked over, she saw the group of people talking to Yan Yuxiu, as if they were forcing her to give money. Yan Yuxiu saw that someone was really attracted by her cry for help. Before she could be happy, after seeing the person clearly, she hurriedly said loudly, Ningxuan, leave quickly. They are all gangsters and people from society. She is also a day student, but every time she can go home as quickly as possible so as not to keep her family waiting, she runs very fast. But when her family came to pick her up today, the car encountered a car accident and was stuck on the road. She can meet her family in a few minutes' walk. But I didn't expect to meet these social gangsters on the road. Jiaoningsun raised her eyebrows and said, what should you do? Also, didn't your family come to pick you up today? Yan Yuxia shook her head, they just wanted money, so I just gave them. My car was blocked in front. I was going to meet them, but I didn't expect to meet them. I see. Jiaoningsun looked at those people, do you want money? Come to me, how much do you want? A gangster stepped forward and asked, how much do you have? A lot of. Okay, give us 1,000 yuan each. Jiaoningsun snorted, thinking how brave they were, but he didn't expect it would cost several thousand yuan. You let Yi Shui come over first. The gangster leader, no, you give me the money first. Jiaoningsun flexed her wrist and said in a cold voice, if you don't listen to me if I talk to you nicely, then don't blame me for taking action. As she said that, she rushed over and before anyone else could react, she punched the gangster to the ground, then stepped on his chest and said condescendingly, I have a bad temper. You guys are here today. If you offend me, you'll be in trouble. The others couldn't help but take a few steps back when they saw how fierce she was. Yan Yuxiu looked at Jiaoningsun with admiration, Ningxuan, you are so amazing, so amazing. The gangster wanted to get up, but as soon as he moved, Jiaoningsun's feet started to exert force together, which hurt him. Grinning. Be gentle, it hurts too much, you are really too violent, are you still a girl? Jiaoningsun said, whether I am a girl or not is none of your business. If you have any questions, go and talk to the police. The gangster leader hurriedly said, no, don't send me to the police station. This is the first time I have come out to ask for money today. This is really the first bad thing I have done. I will never dare to do it again. Oh, this is your first time coming out, Jiaoningsun looked at the others, what about you? It's also your first time coming out to ask for money. Those people nodded like garlic. The gangster leader explained, I had a job before, but I made a mistake and was kicked out by my boss. I also saw the man wearing a mask alone. In addition, my child was sick and needed to buy medicine. My head was in trouble. I did something wrong because I had many friends. Jiaoning Sun, no matter what you say, you will be punished if you make a mistake. Let's talk to the police later. As soon as she finished speaking, several police cars stopped not far away and rushed here quickly. Soon, a policeman asked, "Who called the police?" Jiaoning Sun raised his hand, "It's me, they just." The policeman nodded, "I understand, you can follow me back to take notes." Jiaoning Sun, "No, I'm still a high school student and I have to go to class tomorrow. I have to go back and rest." Yan Yuxiu thought Jiaoning Sun went to bed early at night, so she suggested, "Uncle Policeman, I was present the whole time and was her desk mate. I can just go and don't bother her." The policeman said, "That's okay." The gangster leader said anxiously, "I was wrong, don't arrest me, my child is still in the hospital, she will be anxious if she can't see me for a day." The policeman frowned and said, "Wouldn't it be okay if you knew earlier to think about your child? Isn't there anyone else around her to take care of her? My brother is taking care of. Isn't that okay? Attempted robbery is also a crime. You should go to the police station to reflect on it." The gangster leader suddenly fainted. It was a bad start, why was his luck so bad? Others did not dare to speak and were all taken away obediently. Jiaoning Sun also returned home. After Yan Jiaxi got the whereabouts of those people, he went to call the police and asked the police to find those people. The mountain road was difficult to walk, but after several days of hard work, the police finally found those people. When the family members of those people found out, they were frightened and took the initiative to demand compensation. Yan Jiaxi felt sorry for the children and thought that those children would have to study in the future and Yan Jingshan would have to recover for a long time, so he found a lawyer to help them. After the lawyer knew that the four families were in relatively good financial circumstances, the lawyer directly demanded compensation of 1 million from each of the four families. Each of those four people owns more than one house, so any one they sell is enough. In order to obtain a letter of understanding and reduce the punishment, they had no choice but to agree to the lawyer's request. At last, Yan Jingshan no longer has to worry about the medical expenses and the expenses for the education and living expenses of the four children in the future. End of chapter. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 197. Yan Jiaxi also settled a matter on his mind. The time soon arrived on Saturday, September 7th. Jiaoning Sun and her cousins all returned to Deguo village last night. She told Du Kunpeng in advance that she could find the fungi the next day, so Du Kunpeng also sent people over the next day and took away a lot of fungi. Du Kunpeng said last night that she didn't provide any mushrooms, and the quality of the mushrooms provided by Jungsuan's supplier was too ordinary. Many people were used to the food she provided, and the food of others was not delicious. They were all quarreling with him, asking him to quickly find Jiaoning Sun to get the goods. Since Du Kunpeng was treated by Jiaoning Sun last time, he has sincerely thanked Jiaoning Sun and considered her a friend, so he told her that the more fungi he could find, the better. Many people made reservations with him. Jiaoning Sun said a pound, and Du Kunpeng said yes, so she took out that much from the space. Looking at the 600,000 that had arrived on her phone, she finally felt a little more at ease. The money she earns from fortune telling is really only a fraction of what she earns from selling mushrooms, but it's better than nothing. After seeing off the wandering people, Jiaoning Sun started live broadcasting again. He Yuanhui saw that his cousin had put on a disguise and asked curiously, "Cousin, can I watch from the side? Although you can find videos about you on the internet, it is definitely more exciting to watch it live." He Yuanyang is also back today. Even if it is the first week of the third year of high school, number 1 middle school generally does not make up classes. He has also watched several videos of his cousin's fortune telling and wants to see the scene. Seeing that both of them were very curious, Jiaoningsun smiled and nodded, "Okay, you can just watch from the side. Don't leave the country casually. If you are exposed, it will cause trouble in your study and life." "Well, cousin." "Okay, cousin." Jiaoningsun opened the live broadcast software and said with a smile, "Dear friends, the anchor is here." I was just about to get up when the anchor started broadcasting. Today is Saturday, the anchor actually didn't sleep until 12 o'clock. This time is just right for me, I am bored. Yes, I had dark circles under my eyes when I stayed up late with the anchor before, so I can finally go to bed early tonight. That's right, I finally get 2 days off on Saturday and Sunday. I stay up late every day and have to go to work during the day. It's really unbearable. Jiaoningsun, I do live broadcast from time to time on Saturdays and Sundays. This time it was during the day, and next time it may be at night. Anchor, no, don't you feel tired after staying up late? That is, anchors, go to bed early and get up early to keep your body healthy. Don't rely on your youth to overextend your body, otherwise be careful that you will look like you are 40 when you are 30. Upstairs, are you trying to scare the anchor? No, how dare I? What I said is all the truth. Jiaoningsun smiled and said, "I know everything you said." But before she finished speaking, an account suddenly kept sending gifts. There are castles, sports cars, fireworks, carnivals, and more than 2,000 other gifts, which have been given in turn. After that person's account reaches the upper limit, other accounts will continue to send. The special effects of the gift keep going on and on, making people dazzled. Oh my God, this is the first time in my life that I have seen so many gifts. The big boss is coming, the big boss is coming. What is going on? Why did the anchor give the anchor a gift just after the broadcast started? I know this account. His name is Sun Shitu. The anchor personally helped him find his biological parents last time. It turns out to be him. It must be him and his family who came to thank the anchor. As expected of the second generation, there is plenty of money. That's right, it's just that there are so many special effects appearing on my phone all the time, my phone is going to freeze. Mine is also stuck. I am also stuck. Jiaoningsun took the phone and clicked around. It seemed that the phone Jungsuan gave her was pretty good. It was not stuck or affected at all. Jiaoningsun, Sun Shitu, that's enough, that's enough. I know your sincerity in thanking you. Seeing that Sun Shitu was applying for a connection, Jiaoningsun had no choice but to agree to the application. Sun Shitu appeared in the camera. "Hello, anchor." Jiaoningsun, "Hello, you have given enough gifts, so you should stop giving them." Although she really wanted Sun Shitu to keep sending gifts, she always had to say polite words to avoid others thinking she was too greedy for money. Sun Shitu smiled and said, "My parents asked for this. You allowed me to reunite with my parents smoothly. I am grateful for this little money, it is nothing." Jiaoningsun had nothing to say and asked with concern, "How are you getting along with your family?" Sun Shitu, "Not bad, my parents love me very much, and the daughter they adopted also welcomes me home. I have now moved to their home to live with them." Jiaoningsun, "That's good." Sun Shitu, "Anchor, my parents are very grateful to you and want to solemnly thank you offline. Can we treat you to a meal?" Jiaoningsun, "I'm sorry, I don't really want to expose my identity offline right now, take money from people, and help others to eliminate disasters. You have already given me so much money. It's already a big gift. It's not necessary to eat." Sun Shitu had long known that she would say this, so he said helplessly, "Okay, then we will meet again if we are destined." "Well, see you later." Sun Shitu downloaded the message quickly without delaying other people's time. Xiaoning Sun, if you want to tell your fortune, please hurry up and tell your fortune. Fortune telling. Those people were waiting for her words, and for a while, the word fortune telling flooded the live broadcast room again. Ah, I didn't grab it? Is your speed the speed of a human being? That's right, it's really fast. Leave me a way to survive. I also want to count it once. I finally saved enough money. Yes, the anchor's calculations are really accurate. Although the money charged is expensive, it is well worth the money. Xiaoning Sun, the water friend nicknamed the miserable girl, please pay first. The miserable girl immediately sent a carnival and then applied for a connection. Xiaoning Sun accepted her connection, and a girl with red eyes appeared in the live broadcast room. The miserable girl said somewhat cautiously, "Hello, host." Xiaoning Sun, "Hello, do you want to count yourself? Or someone else?" Tragic girl, "I want you to help me find something, can you?" Xiaoning Sun, "Of course, what is it?" The tragic girl took a poster and put it in front of the camera. "It's this gem, and some gold and silver jewelry. Why does this gem feel so familiar to me? I also feel very familiar. I seem to have seen it somewhere. Upstairs, do you still remember the big news about the robbery before? This gem is the gem that was robbed." End of this chapter. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Chen Chen. Chapter 198. I remembered, I heard that this gemstone is very expensive, up to millions. Want to find a miserable girl? The background behind the tragic girl seems to be a jewelry store. The miserable girl nodded, "You are right, I am a clerk in a jewelry store. When my colleagues and I were at work, we were robbed. They robbed this gem. Also robbed were a lot of gold and silver. The jewelry was worth several million in total. Although they were caught later, they refused to reveal the location of the gems and other gold and silver jewelry. The boss said that if the losses could not be recovered, we would have to pay them in advance. Wait until the police find the gems, and then give us the money." Another girl next to him suddenly appeared in the camera, "But even if we borrow money, we can't borrow that much money. The boss said that if we can't borrow it, it will be deducted from our wages in the future. The company is always underwriting accommodation and food are provided, as well as work clothes. From now on, we will be given 50 yuan to buy sanitary napkins." The miserable girl said, "But we all have families to support. If we don't have money to take home, our family's life will be greatly affected. When we saw this live broadcast room by chance, we wanted to try it. We feel that you are even a human being, everything can be found, it should be easy to find something. Your boss is really evil. If something is lost, he actually asks his employees to pay for it. That's right, he can definitely go to those who robbed him and ask for money. Upstairs, if the robbers had money, could they rob? In comparison, it is definitely easier to get money from employees. But you can resign and go work elsewhere. Can he still collude with other bosses and not pay you wages? Upstairs, you don't know the dangers of society. People who can open jewelry stores have some financial resources. They really dare to let others not pay them wages, even though it is illegal. These two people are still young, and they are very timid at first sight. As long as the owner of the jewelry store scares them, they will not dare to do anything else. The miserable girl is really, as her name suggests, she is really miserable. As a woman, I deeply sympathize. It depends on what the anchor says. Xiaoning Sun, I can indeed find where the jewelry is. I have already figured it out. Poor girl, where is that thing? Xiaoning Sun, tragic girl, the girl next to you should be called Lin Xiaoxiao. Lin Xiaoxiao was stunned and said, "Yes, my name is Lin Xiaoxiao." Xiaoning Sun asked again, "Poor girl, Go and call your store manager over. The miserable girl didn't hesitate at all, quickly stood up and called the store manager over. The manager of the jewelry store frowned and looked at Jiaoningsun's live broadcast room. Jiaoningsun, store manager, please call the police first. Just say that you have found another criminal who robbed the gems. Store manager Lu was stunned and asked in surprise, do you mean to say that there are any associates of that gang of robbers in my store? Jiaoningsun nodded, yes, otherwise they wouldn't be able to steal the gems so easily. Also, the reason why the group of robbers did not tell the whereabouts of the gem was to protect that person, and as long as that person lives well, when they are released from prison, they can live a life without worries about food and clothing. Store manager Lu immediately ordered a bodyguard to call the police, and also ordered other bodyguards to guard everyone in the store. 3 minutes later, the police arrived and surrounded the jewelry store. An old policeman said, someone reported that a new criminal appeared in the robbery some time ago, and that the lost gems and gold and silver jewelry were also found. Manager Lu pointed to the live broadcast room and said, this is the person who asked us to call the police. She said she knew where the gems and those gold and silver jewelry were. The old policeman came up and took a look, frowned and said, hello, anchor, I'm listening. I've mentioned your name and watched your live broadcast, you are indeed quite capable. Recently, this anchor has also become famous among the police. She even caught prisoners during her live broadcast. Many police officers often watch her live broadcast during their breaks, so it is not surprising that he saw her. Jiaoningsun, you're overly praised. It's just a little bit of ability to support the family. The old policeman asked, where is that thing? Who are the accomplices of those robbers? Jiaoningsun, please take control of Lin Xiaoxiao first. She is the robber's accomplice. As for the gem, as well as other gold and silver jewelry, they are all in Lin Xiaoxiao's cabinet in the dressing room. Everyone was shocked at the same time. The accomplice was actually Lin Xiaoxiao. The two policemen immediately asked someone to take them to the locker room. Lin Xiaoxiao's face turned pale and she explained in a panic, no, I'm not an accomplice, that anchor slandered me. The miserable girl stared at her with a gloomy face, no wonder you weren't very anxious when the boss said he was going to deduct our wages. It turns out that the things are all at your place. Even if your money is deducted, you have nothing to lose. Lin Xiaoxiao continued to explain, it's not me, it's really not me. You must believe me. After a while, the two policemen returned to the scene and looked at the things in their hands. We did find the stolen items in Lin Xiaoxiao's cabinet. They were all correct as Boss Lu reported to the police that they were missing. I came to this live broadcast room for the first time today, and the host is so awesome. Yes, he is simply a divine fortune teller. No, it's the gods who have come down to earth. Upstairs, that's enough. I'd be embarrassed to talk about the anchor again. The anchor is so awesome, I am a fan. I shared the anchor's live broadcast room and showed it to my friends, and I found a treasure anchor. The miserable girl said angrily, Lin Xiaoxiao, what else do you have to say? Lin Xiaoxiao, I didn't put those things away, someone else put the blame on me. The miserable girl sneered and said, putting the blame on you? I saw this shoebox containing jewelry when I was changing clothes this morning. I also asked you what should be packed in a shoebox, but you said that the shoebox is new and won't wrinkle easily when used to store pants. I thought about using boxes to pack pants at home, so I believed you. At this point, she added, I still remember that when I mentioned that box, you felt very guilty. Now that I think about it, you must have been afraid that I would open that box. Lin Xiaoxiao was silent. Jiaoningsun, it's useless for you to remain silent. Police officers, you can investigate Lin Xiaoxiao's computer. There should be records of her contact with previous robbers. Lin Xiaoxiao suddenly smiled to himself. It's over, her life is over. The store manager frowned and looked at Lin Xiaoxiao. What else do you have to say? Lin Xiaoxiao knew her end at this time, and she felt relaxed, her body stopped shaking, and her tone was very relaxed. Indeed, I am their accomplice. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 199. Chapter 199, If you walk too much at night, you will always encounter ghosts. The store manager said angrily, Lin Xiaoxiao, after you came to work, I treated you badly. When you couldn't find a job, I took you in and gave you a job so that you could live on your own. That's how you are. Repay me. Now that it has come to this point, Lin Xiaoxiao doesn't hide it, she just throws it away and sneers, you took me in? You think I'm good looking and want to take advantage of me, so you let me work. Since I have been bullied by you dozens of times since I started working here. Do you know that every time you touch me, I feel so sick that I feel like vomiting. An old man in his 40s actually bullied me, a young girl in her 20s. You are as thick-skinned as the sky. I just want to take revenge on you, make you lose millions, make you be blamed by the head office, and destroy you. But I didn't expect that the head office deducted your money, so you deduct our money. Ah! Is this store manager a rapist? It seems that the first impression his face gave me made me feel uncomfortable. Sure enough, I have a natural aversion to criminals. The police uncles almost arrested the store manager as well. It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting. If you want to help others, just help others, but you actually like others and take advantage of others. Arrest him. Arrest him. Arrest him. Arrest him. For a time, the live broadcast room was flooded with the words above. The store manager looked at the policeman looking at them like criminals, his eyes flickered guiltily, and he said bravely, what nonsense are you talking about here? Every time we get close, I have your consent. Now that you are going to be caught, just drag me into the water, you are too cruel. Seeing the store manager's denial, Lin Xiaoxiao sneered, if you hadn't threatened me with my job and my reputation, would I have obeyed you? I also resisted after that, and you beat me, and you specifically picked parts that you couldn't even see in the summer. The store manager continued to deny, I didn't. You wronged me. If you say that again, I will sue you for defamation and let you go to jail for a few more years. Unjustly accused, Lin Xiaoxiao took her mobile phone and handed it to the police. I have been waiting for the day that I will send you to prison. Therefore, every time I get close to you, I will record the video of you beating me. And all the videos were recorded, all on my mobile phone. The store manager's pupils suddenly shrank. Haha, scumbag, if you walk too much at night, you will always encounter ghosts. Yes, that's right, go to jail. You deserve it, now you have to squat on the orange. There is one less scum in society. Very good. The old policeman stepped forward and handcuffed the store manager, now someone is accusing you of rape. You must come with us. The store manager said anxiously, she has wronged me, don't believe her. The old policeman said, we don't believe her, we believe the evidence. Now stop talking nonsense and take him away. The police took away all the stolen goods, and also took away the people who should be taken away. Xiaoning Xuan, okay, miserable girl, do you have any other questions you want to ask? The old policeman suddenly appeared in the live broadcast room again, Anchor, I admire you very much. You have real talent and learning. If we have the opportunity, we can meet offline. Xiaoning Xuan, okay, just follow my account and send me a private message. It should be easy for the police to find out my true identity and real location. The old policeman nodded, okay. The miserable girl said with a grateful face, Anchor, thank you very much. I want to know if the store manager is arrested, will I be able to keep my current job in the future? Chiaoning Suan, of course, he is just the store manager. If he is caught, the headquarters will send another store manager. The miserable girl breathed a sigh of relief. That's good, I thought I really wanted to do it again. I'm unemployed. Anchor, you don't know that I have never been lucky in my life. Every time I get a job, something unexpected happens and I lose my job. It's not easy for me to lose this job. It will definitely take a long time to find a job in the future, and my family and I will have to go to the northwest. Chiaoningsun asked, how long have you used this online name? The miserable girl said, I have had bad luck since I was a child, and my life experience is also not good, so I have used this name since I was able to write essays, and it can be regarded as my pen name. Chiaoningsun, let's change our name in the future. This name is quite unlucky. It is said that people are just like their names, but I dare not use such an unlucky name. Yeah, this name makes people feel bad when they see it. Although whatever name you choose may not necessarily fulfill that name, I would not dare to choose a bad name. I don't dare, miserable girl, you'd better change your name. Chiaoningsun, you have heard everyone's suggestions, change your name quickly. Tragic girl, okay, I listen to you, I have no problem, thank you host. Chiaoningsun, you don't need to be too polite when you take people's money to help them eliminate disasters. After saying that, she cut off the connection. There are still 2 places left, so hurry up. He Yuan Hui and He Yuan Yang next to him were stunned. He Yuan Yang couldn't help but send a message on WeChat, cousin, you are really amazing. He Yuan Hui also sent a WeChat message, cousin, you are a god. It's so amazing that you can actually help find the prisoner. Chiaoningsun quickly replied, it's a small problem. The 2 of them had already sneaked into the live broadcast room. Seeing that someone was about to tell fortunes again, they couldn't disturb her anymore and continued to watch quietly. Basketball tree, fortune teller. Chiaoningsun, basketball tree, please pay first. The basketball tree quickly created a carnival. Chiaoningsun accepted his connection, and soon, a young man appeared in the live broadcast room. Hoopstree sat in an upright position. Hello, anchor. Chiaoningsun, hello, basketball tree, what do you want to ask? Basketball tree, it's like this. I have a test about my future tomorrow. If I pass that test, I will change my life. I want to ask, can I pass it smoothly tomorrow? This man is really cautious. This is not surprising. Before taking exams, I would also go to a nearby temple to worship and ask for blessings. Yes, sometimes even if you know it is useless, you still have to seek peace of mind, otherwise you will always feel that something is missing in your heart and you will be nervous in the exam room. I am like this too. Even if I don't have time to go, I want my family to help me worship my ancestors and ask for their blessings. You are all like this, I learned from it, and I will do the same in the future. Today is really an eye-opener. He Yuan Yang and He Yuan Hui next to them looked at each other. Should they do the same in future exams? End of this chapter. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 200. Chapter 200, he is even more scared when you say this. But they can just ask their cousin. Chiaoningsun calculated with her fingers, if you continue to live in the house you are staying in today, you will definitely not be able to survive. Hoopstree was startled and said with a nervous look on his face, what's going on? Will something happen in or near my house? That's right, Chiaoningsun hesitated, are you sure you want me to tell you? I'm worried that you'll regret it. You might as well move out. Anyway, you have a house elsewhere. Leave right away. Don't take anything else. Just bring a change of clothes and things you need for the exam. Haha, Anchor, when you say this, he is even more scared. Stop talking about him, I feel scared. I even think that basketball tree should not ask the Anchor today. He is ignorant and fearless. If he knew everything, he would be afraid. Agree upstairs. I was even nervous for him. I felt like if he didn't leave, he would be eaten by a monster. Basketball tree also became uneasy in his heart. Anchor, you, just tell me. If you don't tell me, I will definitely be thinking about this in the afternoon and tonight, and I won't be able to sleep at night. Xiaoningsun said helplessly, okay, let me tell you the truth. At 12 o'clock in the evening, someone will call the police upstairs and discover the body. You will have insomnia all night because of this incident, and you are the most afraid of ghosts. If you are not in good condition tomorrow, your exam will naturally not go well. Handball tree was startled. Corpse? Is there a corpse upstairs? After saying this, he looked at the ceiling in horror. There is a body on his head? Xiaoningsun, that's right, that's why I asked you to leave immediately, and I didn't want to tell you the truth. Basketball tree trembled and said, then, are the people upstairs not dead yet? Xiaoningsun, no, he's dead, and now he stinks. It's because of the stench that it woke up another family on the same floor, so they called the police. Basketball tree, haven't you smelled it these days? Yeah, you didn't feel anything was wrong upstairs? Is there no quarrel or something happening upstairs? After a quarrel, someone usually loses his life. Many men are not as attentive as women, not to mention he has to prepare for exams, so he probably won't pay attention to other people's homes. Basketball tree shook his head, no, I don't smell anything. It's a rental house upstairs. Sometimes there are people, sometimes there's no one. There haven't been any footsteps above me for several days. Anchor, you must know the community where the basketball tree is located. Why don't you call the police now so that he won't be woken up at 12 o'clock in the evening? This is a good idea. Looking at basketball tree's frightened appearance, I guess even if the police were called and the body was taken away, he would not dare to live here anymore. Agree upstairs. Well, the basketball tree is so miserable. If I don't tell my fortune today, my exam will not go well tomorrow. If I tell my fortune today, I will be scared out of my wits and nothing will go well. Hupshu suddenly cried and said, it's really difficult for me. I've been preparing for tomorrow's exam for several years. Some new water enthusiasts began to question. Is what the Anchor said true? Is this Anchor deliberately deceiving people? That's right, I don't believe her fortune telling is so accurate. Old fans began to defend Xiaoningsun. You newcomers will not do any good if you offend the Anchor. Our anchors are not liars. If you don't believe it, just watch the follow-up. Once you have seen what our anchors are capable of, your jaws will definitely be shocked. That is, a group of ignorant little black men. Xiaoningsun, I have called the police and the police have arrived. If you don't believe it, just ask Basketball Tree to go upstairs and take a look. Hoopstree suddenly walked to the window, pointed the camera at the 3 police cars below, and trembled, really, the police cars are really here, and the police are also upstairs. The anchor is also amazing. This is the first time I have seen such a great anchor. How could there be such a powerful person? Could the anchor be the person above the basketball tree, or the real murderer of that person? Upstairs, you can slander people as much as you like, but it is a crime and you will go to jail. I took a screenshot. I also took a screenshot and apologized to the anchor immediately, otherwise I would also call the police. That is, Lan Kyushu's IP shows that he is in West City, and the anchor's IP shows that she is in Nanjing. How can the anchor kill someone? The anchor used to go to school every day and broadcast live at home around 10 o'clock every night. That's right, you don't understand the situation and just slander people, it's really too much. Basketball tree, stop fighting, I'll go up and take a look. He didn't want to offend the anchor because of him. Such a magical anchor might trouble her again in the future. After a while, the basketball tree arrived upstairs. As soon as he went up, he smelled a smell. Basketball tree, there is indeed a smell. I couldn't smell it because the door was closed before, but now it's open and I can smell it easily. After saying that, he pointed the camera inside and saw the police covering the person lying on the ground with a white cloth. The policeman guarding him immediately came forward and asked, "Who are you? Video recording is not allowed here." Basketball tree immediately kicked the phone into his bag, but did not end the live broadcast. Although he was scared, he could only bite the bullet and ask, "Uncle policeman, I am downstairs. I heard that it was very lively upstairs, so I wanted to come and see the situation." A young policeman immediately looked at him sympathetically and became less serious than before. "There was a murder here. You live downstairs. Did you hear any sounds before? For example, quarrels and fights?" Handball tree shook his head. "No, I have been preparing for the exam at home recently, and it has been quiet upstairs, but I haven't heard any footsteps in recent times." The policeman asked again, "Did you see anyone suspicious?" Hoopstree shook his head again. "No." Others on the same floor heard the excitement outside and came out to see what was going on. An old man asked, "What happened?" The police didn't hide it from them. They couldn't hide this kind of thing. People would see it later when they carried the body down. There was a murder case. A girl was killed. Her body stinks. The old man immediately covered his nose and looked very ugly. "Every time I passed by this family before, I did smell a smell, but I couldn't smell it when I closed the door, so I didn't care." Could it be that? The smell of rotting corpses? The policeman nodded. "Yes, I don't know how many days have you been smelling it? Do you know who lived here before?" End of this chapter.